Ready, 1, 2, and go. STAAR testing is the state students testing program in Texas. The assessments are based on the Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills, which are the state curriculum standards. This information is provided by TEA, the Texas Education Agency. Education is very important in America. Grammar and logic school provide the necessary foundation for the future paths of students in rhetoric or university school. It is important that we provide the best knowledge during these times for students so that they can have a strong foundation for their future in education. Growing up, I have had the opportunity of being put through many different types of education. These types include public school, private school, and homeschool. I've had the opportunity of being able to truly see my performance as a student throughout the types, and I've calculated that my poorest time was during public school, where I was valued based on how I did on a test known as the STAAR test. The STAAR test is a standardized test taken by all students in Texas from grade 3 to grade 8. I have taken the STAAR test multiple times, and I find that it was useless in accurately providing my ability as a student. The STAAR test implied that I was below standard, even though my grades implied otherwise. I believe that we should completely get rid of STAAR testing in Texas. I think STAAR testing is useless. It does not provide the same accuracy over a student's ability like grades do, and I find that removing the tests will heavily benefit our students and their education. Now, I will show you the cons of having STAAR tests, how we can solve them, and benefits of getting rid of STAAR testing. STAAR testing is useless. Your education or the education of your loved ones is an important matter that should be dealt with and handled with meticulously and efficiently. I will give you 3 reasons why STAAR testing is poor. 1. STAAR testing does not take in the matter of test anxiety or poor test-taking skills. Very Well Mind, a mental health blog, a part of the Dot-Dash publishing family, stated that in situations where pressure is on and good performance counts, people can become so anxious that they are able to do their best on a test. As stated above, anxiety can cause a student to lose focus, can trigger an attack for the student, or even lower their confidence. Poor test-taking skills can also affect the student's performance on a test. Time management is one of the biggest issues a student can face while taking a test, and can cause the student to not be able to complete the test. 2. STAAR testing provides centralized control on what is taught to a student and applies pressure on teachers to only teach what is on the test. It would be way more beneficial if students were provided with resourceful and reliable knowledge for their future, opposed to only having centralized knowledge from a test. Ben Shapiro, an American conservative political commentator, media host, and attorney, said that the reason behind America's educational system failing is centralized control over what is taught and what has to be known. Teachers should be able to educate their students with reliable knowledge and be able to freely teach without the pressure of teaching only what is on a test. Teachers should be also able to design their own engaging work for students instead of focusing on STAAR. This was said by Jeff Wheatcraft in his article titled "Texas Teachers, We Must Mobilize Against STAAR Testing," published on April 1st in 2019. 3. STAAR test scores are not always accurate on the evaluation of a student's ability. Tenney School, located in Houston, Texas, said in their article, "Does standardized testing help or hurt your child?" released in 2015, that while the test may have its good points, there is more to a child's education than just one test. Now that you know the cons of STAAR testing, I will show you how we can resolve this problem. I find that we should completely get rid of STAAR testing. Being held back or looked down upon because of your one poor test grade is not the greatest feeling or confidence booster for your student. We rely too heavily on one test to show a student's ability or allow a student to move on or graduate. I find that we need to solely base a student's ability on their grades. Grades provide more accuracy with the student's progress in class and or student's ability. Private school and homeschool do not partake in the STAAR testing and yet have been able to provide students and parents with accurate knowledge of their progress, ability, or placement in their education. I have informed you on how we can solve this issue with STAAR testing. Now I'll provide you with all the benefits of removing STAAR testing. There are many benefits for removing STAAR testing in Texas. One benefit is that you will be able to accurately see your child's or student's progress and/or abilities through their grades, opposed to just one test taken at the end of a year. Another benefit is that you will be able to accurately pinpoint the students who are actually struggling academically or require more help. Some would say that STAAR testing establishes performance trends without bias. However, I find that it is best to allow the teachers to evaluate their students. No one knows a student's grades, progress, and/or abilities like the teacher does. How? Because unlike a test, teachers are with students 5 days a week, 7 hours. Therefore, the evaluation from a teacher would be way more accurate and beneficial. We need to completely remove STAAR testing in Texas. STAAR testing is useless. It does not provide the same accuracy over students' ability like grades do, and removing the test will heavily benefit our students and their education. We need to change the perspective on standardized testing from it being the value of the judgment on a student. This was said by Brian Nixon, the head of school at TASIS England, from his article, The Pros and Cons of Standardized Testing. We need to remove the STAAR test so that a student's ability and progress will be accurately based on their performance in class. We need to band together as citizens of America to help the future of our education.